Two countries, one border, and a conflict that has captured global attention. The Russia-Ukraine war is one of the most significant geopolitical crises of our time. But how did it begin? What's happening now? And why does it matter to the world? Let's dive in. To understand the Russia-Ukraine war, we need to go back in time. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, Ukraine became an independent nation. But its ties with Russia remained complex. Ukraine's strategic location, cultural links, and economic importance have long made it a focal point in East-West relations. In 2014, tensions escalated dramatically. Protests in Ukraine's capital, Kiev, led to the removal of the pro-Russian president, Viktor Yanukovych. Russia responded by annexing Crimea, a move widely condemned by the international community. This set the stage for the conflict we see today. Following the annexation of Crimea, pro-Russian separatists in eastern Ukraine declared independence, leading to a war in the Donbas region. The conflict has caused tens of thousands of deaths and displaced millions. In February 2022, the conflict took a drastic turn when Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The reasons cited: Russia claimed it was defending ethnic Russians and opposing NATO's expansion. However, Ukraine and much of the world saw it as an act of aggression against a sovereign nation. The invasion has had devastating consequences. Cities like Mariupol, Kharkiv, and Kyiv have faced relentless attacks. Civilians have been caught in the crossfire, with many fleeing to neighboring countries as refugees. Meanwhile, Ukraine's military, with support from allies, has put up a fierce resistance. The war has also triggered a global response. Sanctions against Russia, military aid for Ukraine, and diplomatic efforts to broker peace have dominated international headlines. Yet, despite these efforts, the conflict rages on. But this isn't just a regional conflict. The war has disrupted global supply chains, caused energy prices to skyrocket, and led to a food crisis as Ukraine, a major grain exporter, struggles to ship its harvest. Behind the headlines are the human stories: families torn apart, soldiers defending their homeland, and ordinary people living through extraordinary times. The Russia-Ukraine war is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the cost of conflict. While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: the world is watching, and history is being written.